guys, welcome back. I fixed my issue. I'll show you what the issue was and how I fixed it. So before that, let me show you that I added a new element called total interactions, because I wanted to show you an issue of grid view and how to fix it. So for that I needed 5 elements. So I have now 5 elements in my list view. So yeah, let's first run the application and see how far we were. So we were here. The issue still exists, right? So let's fix this issue now. So to fix this issue, it's very simple. I just saw uh, the grid view has properties cell width and cell height, right? So this is fixed. Like if you give the cell width of 300, that is fixed, right? So here what we can do is we can use the cell width and the cell height, right? So what I'll do is I'll create an item here, and let's collapse the rectangle. Here let me close this item here, right? Change the ID here. All the required properties will also go to the item, because the item will directly get the required properties, and the width and height of the item will be equal to the cell width and cell height, right? And what is the cell width, cell height? This 300 and 150, right? So for the rectangle, what I will do is I'll say anchors fill parent margin of, let's say, okay, so why is this causing an issue? Yep, I don't know, my Qt creator is very slow, but yeah. So now you give a margin of 10 to the left and 10 to the right, 10 to the top, 10 to the bottom, and it will fill. So also I change the ID to card grid item, because this is an item. So let's see now. Yeah, as you can see now, if you shrink it too much, there will be an issue here. So what I did is in the grid view, I set the preferred width to 2 multiplied by cell width, right? So whatever this, so the grid view will weigh 2 multiplied by cell width. So each row will have 2 cells, right? With some spacing. So yeah, if you shrink it or increase it, it will always be the center, right? So let's reduce the top margin. Let's make it 30. Yeah, I think now this is good enough. Yep. So let's play with that. So let's do one thing. Let's say, let's give it an idea of uh, card column, or let's say page column, dashboard column, right? Column layout. And I'll say the preferred width will be whatever the dashboard width, whatever this width is. Uh, let's do one thing. This is a bit of mathematics, guys. Like what we can do is we can do mat.floor. This divide by cell width multiplied by cell width. Let's see now. Yeah, as you can see, it works properly. So I'll tell you what I did, right? A bit of mathematics. Let me first open my whiteboard. So it's asking for sign up. Oh. Let's use this whiteboard. Change the background color. Choose the pen. Yeah. Now, if you see, let's say this is the page and this is a card, right? Let's say this has a width of 50 and this page has a width of 180. So if you think about it, we can fit 3 cards here, right? 3 cards. If you try to fit 4, it will break, right? So what we can do is we can say 180 divided by 50 is nothing but 3, right? So this is actually 3 point something, 3 point, let's say 5 or 6, right? But we only want the integer value. So when you say math dot float, okay, so let me write here math dot float of 180 divide by 50, you get the integer value which is 3. So the number value. So now when you say 3 multiplied by 50, it's 150. So the grid view is 150, right? So there is 15 here and 15 spacing here. So that's why this is aligning properly. Now if you see, if I slightly increase, you'll see this is 15 and this is 15 or some width, right? So yeah. So if you reduce it further, you'll see this thing. So because of that mathematics, we are fixing it properly, right? So now let's also fix this issue here. This grid should be in the center, right? But it's not in the center. So let's try to fix that issue. The last grid. Now I can show you for 2 items, but for 3 or more items, I have to research it myself because there is no easy cute fix for doing that, unfortunately, at least for now. So what we can do is here we also have a property called index, right? You know the index we get from the list view, right? We can use the index here as we just learned in the sidebar thing also. Sidebar list, we got the index here. Similarly, in the grid view also, each delegate will get an index property, right? So we can use the index because the list has 5 items, right? So this is index 0, 1, index 2, index 3, index 4. So we can do one thing. We can say first indent it properly. Yeah. Now we can say x. The value of x will be, if index equals 4, then let's increase the x value to this. Otherwise, keep it 0. You will see what I'm doing. Like, I hope you know what x and y positioning are. We learned that previously. You will see there is no change here, right? But again, we can do one thing. On x changed if index equals 4 and this x. Okay, just do this. If index equals 4 and otherwise there will be binding loop and x not equal to card this x value, then x equals this value. So this is, I'm basically shifting my x. So for example, let's say this is one card, this is one card, this is one card, this is one card. The 5th card was supposed to be here, right? Here x is 0. Instead of that, what I'm doing is I'm saying, hey, instead of x to be 0, increase the x to, let's say, 50. So the card will be here, right? Something like this. So now let's see. Okay, so this is extreme right. So because this gap is the cell width, right? So this card grid view dot cell width, so that gap. So instead of that, we have to subtract because we have to divide by 2, right? So we can say minus width divide by 2. So you have to subtract some value of x. So the same thing you have to copy paste here also and here also. Actually, is this even needed? Let's see. Okay, I think that is needed. Let's see. Let's see. Uh, we know that a cell width is 300. So let's try to increase by 150. X equals 150. Let's see now. Yeah, I think 150 is good enough, right? Yeah, this will be an issue because for 3 items, the fourth index is bound to cause an issue, right? So yeah, this is a problem. That's why I was saying for 3 items it will work fine. So instead of 150, we can do one thing. We can just say card.sellWidth by 2. Here also we can say card.sellWidth by 2. Here also we can say card.sellWidth by 2. So it will be half of a cell width. So yeah, this will be the fix. So the fourth item is not even visible here. You see that's the problem. Also, let's fill height is true. Yeah. So yeah, this centering thing is a nightmare for grid view. I'll try to see if I can fix the issue here. So I don't know why. So this becomes scrollable. So the height of the grid view is problematic. Let's remove this. Let's see now. Yeah, as you can see, now this got fixed. And for fixing to bring this in the center, you can do this logic, but this will only work if there are two like items in a row. If there are 3 items in a row, like for example for this case it will break, it will totally break, right? So you have to prevent that issue. Instead of this, you can just say preferred width is nothing but cell width multiplied by 2. So you're forcing only 2 cells in a row. Here you're forcing 2 cells in a row, right? See, no matter how much I increase, but this will be a problem here. Like this will break, this thing will break. But for large width, you're forcing to 2 cells per row. Yep. So that's a problem. Uh, we have to fix that QT issue also. Someday we can work on that. But for now, uh, I think this can be a good enough solution. Now what's left is when clicking on this, a pop-up should open. So I'll show you in my application. If I click on this, a pop-up will open and where there is a selection pop-up box and all this stuff. So for now, I'm pausing this part, right? For the pop-up thing, all these things we will learn the pop-up box and all this stuff, right? The date picker and all this stuff. Slowly and steadily, uh, I thought this dashboard will be easy to make, but Qt is way too difficult to like work around for now, at least. But yeah, thank you for watching. I guess if you learned something interesting here. So yeah, take care. Have a nice day. Thank you.